Hi, good evening. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday night. It has been 2 weeks. Yeah, this is the third week, okay? For the past 2 weeks, I have not actually managed to get on live, okay, due to the traveling. And I didn't manage to squeeze in, okay, any time in between to do the live. It was very happening when we were down south in Singapore. So yeah, okay, so tonight we're going to resume with tonight's live session, okay, where I'm going to explain more about the Telegram insights that we've been sharing daily into the calendar that we are using, all right, because a lot of people has been asking about the calendar, as in like how to actually make the best use out of it. So I thought tonight's Facebook Live itself, let's dedicate that explanation, all right, onto the calendar that is in a way used in Telegram daily. All right, so in order for us to maximize its potential, you need to know your in a way date of birth and time of birth, preferably, so that you can plot out your chart. So preferably you have your whole full 八字 chart, okay, that will be the best. All right, so later I'm going to explain to you how to actually use all those animal signs. All right, so normally you refer to only your year of birth. That is like minimal usage of it. Hi Saman Zaidi, hi Michelle, Diane Quintos, okay, Lin Cheng, hi, thank you for tuning in. I assume that all is okay, the sound, visual, all right, okay, with all of you. Again, the same thing, all right, please do help me to share this session out, okay, on your Facebook, so it can actually help to reach out to more people as well. Hi Poching, okay, nice to see you again here. Okay, we've met in the afternoon, right? Okay, so yeah, please help me to share this live out so that it can actually help to reach out to more people, okay? And again, I want to re-emphasize that tonight's sessions is all about, okay, the calendar that I shared on my Telegram insights, okay? So if you do have any questions, okay, regarding to the calendar, how can you maximize the potential out of it, right? Do, in a way, drop it down onto the comments below. Hi, Katie Go, Donna Poon, hi, Shellis Wong, okay? All good, Saman Zaidi, thank you so much, okay? Right, sound, video, all good, Michelle, thank you, okay? So, for those of you, if you have not familiarized yourself with your 八字 chart, right? So if you have not familiarized yourself with a 八字 chart, so this is the QR code for you to scan on, okay, into my link to my website where you can actually plot out your 八字 chart just to know what are the 4 animal signs, okay, that you have in your chart. Thanks, Nicole. Today, Nicole very efficient. Okay, she prepared everything for me without much comment. When I say comment, that's on a gentle way lah. Okay, without much scolding from my side. Okay, that's the video of how exactly you can go into the website and plot out your chart. Meanwhile, hi Ice Tan, okay, hi Ice in Singapore, we already started to miss you, okay. Jessie Fu, okay, hi, thanks for tuning in. All right, Andrea, okay, Andrea, Kia ora Jessie, I suppose that's a greeting, okay. I don't quite get that, okay, language, but thank you, okay, thank you for being here. Teresa Go, okay, Paulo Ria, okay, hello, okay, Karen Chia, okay, all familiar names, right? Thank you so much. Diana Choi, familiar name as well, okay. I saw Sirius Bright as well, thank you for tuning in. All right, I hope everything is good, okay, in Singapore. Please, no more food, ice. Okay, right, since that they are asking here, please do not send any more food, okay? Yeah, because nowadays it's like, the danger of allowing people to know your addresses, okay? They constantly send you food. So randomly you have like people in a way, like, ringing the doorbell to tell you that your food has arrived, okay? Hi, Mei Chan, Edward Taeyang, all right, thank you for tuning in. Again, hi, Wendy Young, okay? Right, hi, Kong Yu, Wendy is here. Yeah, Kong Yu always sends your regards to me. So every time he sees a consult with you, right, he'll say, oh, Wendy sends the regards, okay? Anyway, Wendy is my high school friend, okay? Now, if I'm not mistaken, currently she's in the US, right? Okay, she's currently based in the US, all right? So thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight's sessions is all about the telegrams inside the calendar. If you have questions, you can ask me here. And of course, second part of the session over here, I'm going to share more about the star equilibrium pendant, okay? The one that I'm wearing here, okay, this is much bigger comparatively to the ones that my girls are wearing all this while, okay? So when I got these big ones, okay, I've stopped wearing my home, okay, if you pay attention. So I, in a way, shifted my lessons, okay, and breakthroughs to this star equilibrium pendant. So for those of you who are curious, I know many of you has bought. In fact, we have sold over hundreds of it, okay, the smaller ones, right? So today we're going to launch the big ones, okay, in case you are like me, who prefer bigger items, okay? So my team, okay, many have actually gotten it. And of course, the J Group team, before we even launch, okay, many of them has already been wearing it. So today I'm going to share with you the meaning behind this particular pendant itself, okay? So just in case those of you who already gotten this particular pendant, all right, you will know the meaning of it, okay, and how to also in a way make the best, okay, out of this particular pendant as well. All right, so now let's start with today's session, okay, the Telegram's Insight Calendar. Now, this is today's calendar, okay? So every day on my Telegram, in case those of you who have not followed me on my Telegram, it would be good for you to consider, okay? Like in a way, join me on my Telegram group, okay? Where it is active every day with a calendar like this, okay? There's a meaning to it. There's also in a way indications with all the 12 zodiac symbolic sign here of what you can actually make the best out of it. And of course, the purpose of the Telegram Insights or the Telegram channel as well is also to connect with all of you, especially when I'm traveling, right? I know, it's like, hey, how come Jessie was in Singapore the last 2 weekends and she hasn't been sharing anything on Telegram? Because my whole entire team was there with me. The first few days, I was actually engaged with work, okay? So I was engaged with Tiffany & Co. in Singapore, okay, as usual when the borders open. So I was busy working, okay, for the first few days. And then after that, the entire team drove over. I have classes conducted from Singapore. Therefore, I do not have much thought of what to share with you, okay? My apology. But yeah, upcoming weekends and all that, I do have quite a number of like trips, okay, to make as well. So I assure you that those trips itself, I will be sharing with you and some insights, okay, of whatever that I stumble upon, okay. So Telegram is a channel where I connect with all of you daily, either through the calendars, to in a way remind us of what are the things that we can actually work on, okay? What are the focus, okay? What are the things we have to be careful of, okay? And other than that, also some random insights of things that I, in a way, encounter, okay, in my day-to-day thing. It can be just a random feng shui consult that I'm doing, then I see certain formations and I find that it's interesting and I want everyone to actually have something to learn out of it, okay? So I will share it on my Telegram channel. It won't be shared on Facebook here, but it will be shared on Telegram channel. Therefore, so if you have not subscribed to the channel, just click on the link, okay, where Kong Yu, right, will be sharing, okay, in the comments, okay, underneath, or later on, you can also see on the title of tonight's Facebook Live, okay? So you can just click on it, just join, okay, that channel itself so that everything, okay, or every time that we update, all right, you'll be notified. You know what's going on, okay? And you can also trace back whatever that I've shared earlier on, okay, in terms of some feng shui formations, in terms of Mount Kinabalu, all right, and how to, in a way, do some property selections, okay? So those are the things that I've shared inside there. So if you have yet to join me on Telegram, yeah, please head over. Okay, so here. All right, this calendar, Michelle Liu, okay, you love the calendar, thank you so much, all right? Now, just in case those of you who have yet, okay, to understand how this calendar works. I know the wordings here are very small, so later if you go onto my Telegram channel, you'll be able to see it very clearly because you can click on the photo and you can even zoom it in case you are like me, low-fa, okay, can't really see properly. All right, so here you can see that from this particular site over here, it's this animal sign, okay, that's related to today. This is 18, okay, of May. So these animal signs here are the animal signs which is in a way are connected with prayers and manifestations. So prayers and manifestations means that, okay, it is good for both ways. It is good for either we do reflections. All right, so those of you who are curious to know answers, okay, who are curious to know more about yourself, okay, rather than just making wishes, right, okay? So these are the animal signs that are linked to you. So later I'm going to share with you how to look into it in depth, okay? So for today itself is the goat, the horse, and also the pig. So if your chart, okay, in your Bata chart that you have plotted out, if you have a pig, a horse, or a goat, okay, you don't have to have all three of them. Either one of them in any pillars of your chart, okay, you have this connection to manifestations and also prayers. So later I'm going to share with you the 4 pillars of Bata as well, so that you can learn, okay? So it's just in case you have a horse in your year, you have a horse in your month, you have a horse in your day, and you have a horse in your hour. What does it mean? How can you connect, okay, with the, I would say, the energy of the day itself to maximize its potential? So first, understand first, okay, this animal sign on the first column, prayers and manifestations. Two ways. There are two things that you can focus on. One is manifestations, means making wishes, okay? Means like making whatever things that we can visualize internally, which is intangible, something in the form of energy, we manifest it into reality. We turn all these thoughts, all these ideas into reality, into the real thing, taking actions, in a way, planning, strategizing. Now remember here, even though I put prayers and manifestations, doesn't mean that every day this animal sign have to sit down there and pray for like an hour or two. No, it doesn't just mean that. And of course, you can do so if you are accustomed to it. It means that you will get used to meditating or praying every day, all right? Or meditating for half an hour or an hour every day. By all means, do it. It will be beneficial for you. But let's say, example, okay, if you're not doing prayers or meditations, okay, like you have never tried meditations, okay, somehow you feel that you can't really meditate, now you can still use, okay, this particular animal sign by, in a way, planning, strategizing. In other words, this particular column just means quiet time, right? For animals with this animal signs, example, you have a horse, you have a pig, or you have a goat, today itself, any time of the day, okay, it will be good for you to at least take some quiet time out from your busy schedule. It can be in between appointments, okay? It can be right before you sleep later, okay? Just take some quiet time out to reflect, okay, on your life from different aspects of your life, okay? You can think about like, what could be the line is okay, right? It's just the TV. Okay, yeah, because the TV is distorted a bit. All right, so you can actually start thinking about like, reflections on yourself, okay? What are the things that have happened to you today? What are the things that have triggered you emotionally today, whether it's positively or negatively, okay? Why do you think it has triggered you in such a way? What are the seeds of emotions do you have inside that got triggered, okay? So on that moment itself, the moment of silence, okay, try to reflect on this, think about it, okay, and try to strategize or figure out the answer, okay? So prayers and manifestations, it means that. So later you will see there are internal and external animal sign, okay? So I explain to you. So for those of you, if you find that your animal sign are more on the internal, okay, it will be good for us to materialize or in a way to understand ourselves deeper within us, right? So those of you who do past life regression, those of you who do deep meditations, okay, to seek answer through your meditation, those of you who like to do reflection, okay, to understand, it's like, certain things that you have launched, certain things that you have said, certain things that you have done, okay, right now you want to know what are the lessons that holds with it, okay, what are the things that you can learn from it, all right, so that the next time you make certain actions or decisions, okay, it will be a better, wiser thing, okay, so you can also, in a way, uses this animal sign on the internal part. Later, I'll share with you with the 4 pillars, you understand deeper, all right, but let's say later, okay, if you find that these 3 animal signs, either one of it appears on your external part of your chart, it means in your year or your month, okay, that's the external part. So external part means that it is time to take action. Manifestation takes place. Means that it's not so much about just reflection. It's not just so much about like thinking, okay, or planning or strategizing or plotting. It's more about really taking actions, making it happen, okay, or making commitment, making a vow onto certain things, okay. That is manifesting things on the external part of it. It means that you make a wishes or you make wish, okay, and now you have already plans to follow through with those wishes itself, okay. So those are the meaning of prayers and manifestations, okay. It means that you tap on the energy of the day, okay, and you make things into realizations, into reality. You realize things, okay, from energy form into material form. All right, so that's prayers and manifestations. Now, the second one here, you can see gather knowledge, okay. Now, gather knowledge here is something to do with like learning. It's all about lessons. Now, gathering knowledge, a lot of people thought that, yeah, I put here as red, okay, it means that it is good, it is auspicious. But sometimes, okay, the gathering knowledge part might not be comfortable, right? Gathering knowledge or insights or experience, you can put it under that. It means that it is like something that you learn for the day. right? So let's say, for instance, if you're studying, it could be something new or a new topic or a new subject, okay? Or you initiate a start of a new workshop, okay? Or initiate a start of a new program that you want to learn, right? That is initiating, okay? Right? A day where you gather new knowledge, right? That could be one of the example. But gather knowledge can also mean that things will happen to us on that day itself that teaches a certain impactful lesson. All right, impactful lessons means that, okay, let's say for today itself, rat. Those of you with a rat, okay, right, in your particular chart, either in your year, month, day, or hour. Okay, I see Heart Sashat. Hi, hello. All right, so this one I must address. Okay, right. So Heart. Now, what happens if I can't find my 12 animal sign? Okay, a lot of people in a way have that issue as well. Okay, so I'm going to in a way cope to these questions later on as well. I might as well now, later I forget, okay? So let's say if your animal sign, because you see every day doesn't mean all the animal signs will be appearing in the calendar. If you do not have your animal sign, okay, none of it means your 4 pillars, none of it appear, okay, in the calendar itself. Most likely it is very seldom, but some cases, yes, you will have that. Especially you have a lot of repetitive animal sign in your chart, okay? So if you find that your animal sign is not in the calendar, it means that that day is a neutral day for you, okay? Nothing specific for you to focus on. But remember, when I say the animal sign is not only on your year pillar, it's on your year, your month, your day, and your hour, okay? So don't just look into the year pillar in order for you to maximize its energy, all right? So thank you so much. Hi, Mabel Lau, Angeline Eng, okay, Jacqueline Banitko, right? Thank you so much for all of you tuning in. Tonight, I'm sharing about the Telegram Insights, which I will share calendars like this every day. And tonight, I'm going to explain to you how to maximize the potential out of this calendar. So again, if you can help me to share this session out so that it can reach out to more people, that will be very much appreciated. Now, come back, gather knowledge. Right? So do remember that gathering knowledge over here, those of you who has a rat in the chart, all right? So now, can I just check how many of you here has a rat in your chart? Now, I do not have a rat in my chart. So today, gather knowledge is not something that is significant to me. So let's say, for instance, if I want, of course, every day we can learn something different, we can learn something new, okay? But the thing is, if I want to initiate or to start something like a long-term program or to start like learning sewing like Heart, okay? I know that she now like make dresses for herself, make cheongsam for herself, okay? And very beautiful blouse and pants, okay? So let's say if you want to initiate something to learn, okay, preferably you start it on a day where you see your animal sign, especially on the external pillar, the year or the month pillar, you see the animal sign there, and that is a good day for you to initiate, okay, certain program, workshops, classes, okay, to learn, okay, a new knowledge or new informations, or even gather new some sort of like experiences, okay? So that will be good in terms of gather knowledge, all right? So if you have questions, all right, you can ask me as well. Liu Lai Ping, you have read in your year, okay? So yes, okay, so today itself is a good day for you. Like Michelle, you also have a rat, okay? Thank you, Adam, for sharing, okay, the session. All right, so let's say, for instance, if you have a rat, it means that this day itself serves as a day to actually serve you certain learning, okay? But the learning part itself might not be comfortable. Remember, when you go to school, not every day is a comfortable day. You know, when we learn, sometimes we get stressed up, sometimes we get emotionally bogged down. We have exams, we have tests, we have quizzes, okay? Right, so gathering knowledge at times, the knowledge or experiences, okay, that comes to us that eventually will be turned into wisdom can also come in a not so pleasant form. Remember that. So overall, you just need to, in a way, ask yourself and focus on what are the lessons of today? What are the things that I've learned new, okay? It can be internal office political things, okay? Some people just use some strategies on you that really left you baffled. It's like, wow, okay? People can just do things like this, okay? So let's say, for instance, if you have that experience, it's a knowledge to you. Can you capture that knowledge or not? Can you capture that experience or not? Can you turn it into wisdom or not? Okay? So if you have animal signs relating to gather knowledge, means that informations or knowledge are trying to get to you. But are we opening up ourselves? Because if not, a lot of time people thought that, oh, gather knowledge means, but I'm not studying anymore. I don't go to school anymore. You don't really have to go to school, okay? It's just that, no, some people just teach you a lesson. It can be a hard way, all right? Right, you got a parking slot, and then some people just, in a way, aggressively overtake you and take the parking slot without even, like, you know, giving you a look, okay, of like feeling bad or apology or whatever. So you are left like fuming, okay, or angry over it. But that's gathering knowledge. So if you know you have an animal sign here, then you have to ask yourself, what are the lessons here, okay? What are the lessons that you can actually gather from this experience, all right? So that now the next time, okay, you encounter moments like this, okay, you will know how to handle it. You will know how to react, or should you react, okay, right? Because at the end of the day, you have much more clarity, okay, into every situations, all right, that happens, okay, in your life itself. All right. So Angeline Ng, you also have a red. So later we will go into the 4 pillars, okay, and understand the red itself means the lessons or the knowledge, okay, or the informations or something that you have learned come from who. All right. So later we'll go into that when we look into the whole party chart. Now next one is now careful of financial loss. So the 2 black one are normally is a reminder. All right. So the reminder here, okay, now Jacqueline here, sorry, I was jumping because I see your comments as well. So Jacqueline C. Urbanicor here, okay, says that you have a red in your hour. So remember, red in your hour also means gathering knowledge. There's something for you to learn. But from what aspect? So later when we look into the party chart of the 4 pillars, you know that what are the representations of the hour? What does the hour mean? Okay, so then you can focus more onto like what are the kind of experiences or knowledge or information or resources, okay, that are in a way placed or put to you, okay, right, for this particular day itself, okay, for you to learn and to be better. Okay, so careful of financial losses here. Okay, normally, right, in general, you will just know that this is the animal sign that is clash with the day. So normally you have financial losses, okay? So for here, you just have to be careful. Not only that people will steal your money or you accidentally misplace, okay, your valuables and all that, but it can also mean that, okay, it could be you yourself, okay, somehow on this day itself, example, today is the ox, okay? So you have to see your behavior for the day. If you have an ox in your chart, the chances is you yourself, okay, somehow impulsively or emotionally somehow spending money out, then after that you'll find that, hey, okay, I've just spent money on something that I don't need in the first place, okay, or you have actually invested onto something that you might regret it later on, okay. So careful of financial loss here doesn't mean that it comes in the form of theft or investment that somehow you will see that that day itself the investment doesn't materialize, okay, or somehow it's like, you know, just like the crypto world, okay, something really bad happens to it that, you know, partially or most of the investments has been like lost, okay. Example, it's not only that. It can also mean like small to small little things, that daily things that we decided to spend money and after that we can regret it later on because somehow this money is spent out unpurposefully. Okay, it is out of purely emotional satisfying, okay, or emotional satisfaction that you have no idea why you spend it in the first place. Okay, buying things that you do not need, okay, all right, or spending onto something that after that you get yourself into debt and you might regret it later on. So careful of financial loss here means that it is a way to tell you, okay, like be alert of your spending, be alert of your emotional spending, right? But of course, at the same time, all right, it can also mean that misplacement of valuables, okay, or some accidents, okay, especially sometimes if you see financial loss and mishaps happen to the same animal sign, or you have both ox and rabbit in your chart, okay, appearing in different pillars. So you know you can have mishaps at the same time financial loss. So be careful when you're driving or on the road because the chances is some injuries, or if you're hiking, you're running or exercising, some injuries might occur, all right, and then after that you need to actually spend unnecessary money, okay, onto some like, you know, seeing a doctor, okay, or rectifying your car or things like that, okay. So that means of the careful of financial loss. Now, careful of mishaps here means, okay, means that things will go out of your way. Mishaps means minor injuries, all right, or some like, you know, forgetfulness, okay, or mishaps happens due to negligence, okay, carelessness. All right, mishaps can also mean, of course, like accidents related, okay, those are mishaps. So if you have it in your particular chart itself, okay, it means that you have to remind yourself to be alert. Now remember, looking into the calendars here, okay, it's just to tell you, all right, to be alert doesn't mean that you have to be fearful. right? Don't just because you see that, oh my God, I got ox and rabbit today, the whole day I better stay at home and do nothing, and wasted a day in your entire lifetime. Now, don't do that. Remember, these are just something to remind us, okay? It tells us that, okay, whatever that you're doing this today itself, be extra alert. When you're on the road, okay, when the weather is not good, thunderstormy, it's very jam, and you know, like certain hours, especially in Malaysia, you have all these like, delivery riders all over the place. They're trying to be fast, they're trying to rush it, and then they can somehow, okay, be like just like cutting into your lane. So things like this can actually, in a way, leads you to certain things that you might not want to see happen, all right? So that means the mishaps of things, okay? So also when you have mishaps, be careful with whatever your actions and also your verbal, okay, your speech, right? Because it can be arguments. The mishaps can just mean that out of nothing, okay, you end up like screaming at each other with your loved ones, okay? Going into a big fight or a big argument. That is also a mishap, okay? So we do not want that happen, okay? So we just pay more attention. So when you know that today, oh, I have a rabbit in my chart, okay? Mishaps chances is higher. The moment that someone cut into your lane, that almost got you into an accident, but you didn't. So instead of cursing and swearing, you now realize that, oh, luckily I'm careful. Luckily nothing happened. So you turn your own emotions from anger and frustrations into gratitude. So by turning that every day, okay, our energy level will transform, okay? So instead of every day you go onto the road and screaming and swearing and yelling at people, okay, trying to cut your lane, if you understand this, you say that, oh, okay, luckily today I got a rabbit, I almost get myself into an accident, but luckily I'm alert enough, okay, I missed, okay, that accident itself. So instead of really going angrily into something, the chances is you might revert it into a feeling of gratitude. And only when we can do that, we can slowly transform our life, okay, right, and empower ourselves. So that is the purpose of the whole calendar as well. It's not that every day you go and look at it and then after that, oh my God, I'm so scared, today got accident, okay, and then you become like paranoia the whole day. Don't, okay, don't allow this animal sign to make your day miserable, okay. It should be, the intention should be making our days better, okay, with more realizations, with more awareness, all right. So then you also have, okay, on this particular, the second last column over here, wealth, power, or influence, okay. So you have wealth, power, influence means, okay, it is something of control, right? Something that you can control means take control, first thing. So if you see rabbit and tiger, this today itself, right, you have like wealth, power, or influence. It means that it's a day for you to, in a way, take control, seize the day. Now, but every day if you look at the calendar and you see, oh my God, wealth, today I have 2 animal signs that falls under the wealth category. But every day you're doing the same thing, not seizing opportunity, not taking control, not even going out from your house, okay? Means that you wasted the animal sign because all this power, influence, and wealth will not fall onto your lap. All right, so when you see animal sign on the column of wealth, power, and influence, it means more hard work needs to be done. All right, then you have to ask yourself, what are the things is within your control? In terms of your career, in terms of your business, okay? What are the things that you can start managing better? Take control better, okay? Maybe you want to look into your marketing, okay, part or marketing side of your business or self, okay? Because every business, everyone needs marketing, needs selling, whether you like it or not. A lot of people say that, oh, I'm not good at sales. Yeah, I don't do sales. No, that's not true. We are living in a world, okay, where we are trying, okay, or we need to also use our energy to influence other people. It's not to say that you have to like hardcore do it, like overdo it, or you have to like, kak ngang. You don't have to hard sell. But the thing is basic energy level that you are able to sell yourself. If not that, you won't get the job that you want. You won't get your dream job. You won't be able to influence a person to hire you comparatively to the rest of the candidates who's also vying for the same position. All right? So all this needs, okay, us to be able to control our life itself. The basic, in a way, empowerment, that basic courage that we have within us. So if you have this animal sign, rabbit or tiger, under the wealth, power, or influence, it means it's a day for you to take action. What actions are you going to take? Okay, what are the things that you are going to implement, okay, to better yourself, to better your business, to better your career, to better your influence in terms of relationship, okay, right? Because sometimes the relationship also is all about influence. It depends on who influence who. If you can't even influence your children, you can't even influence your pets, okay, right? Even your dogs are supposed to be loyal, don't listen to you. there's something very wrong, right? Okay, so these are the days, if you see your animal sign there, it means that it tells you it is a day where you're connected to the energy where you can, in a way, enhance your influence, your power, okay, or your control level. So how are you going to enhance it? Understand? All right. So, and then of course, the last one will be relationship. I know many of you are doing great things. Thank you so much. Many of you are also sending me all the emojis. I see it, okay? It's just that sometimes when I get distracted from it, okay, I don't know where I stopped, okay? So, thank you so much, okay, to all your response, okay? If there's any questions, I will attend to it later. So, the last pillar over here is all about relationship luck, okay? So, relationship luck is also our power or ability to socialize, to mingle with people. Not every day you see the relationship luck means you have to go out and like fish a guy or fish a girl, okay? It's not to like you have to go there and like, okay, like, get your target, okay? It's not that, okay? But the thing is, relationship luck over here means that when you have that animal sign, it means that day is good for you to work on your relationship level. It can be with family members, colleagues, friends, neighbors, okay? Or any random strangers, okay? Try to kick up conversations. You never know, okay? Right? How are you connected to this person, okay? And eventually, right, you can become very, very good friends out of it. How to work on your personal relationship, how to, in a way, enhance it, okay? Probably you see that, okay, relationship luck. You want to throw a surprise to your loved ones, okay? Just randomly. Don't every time only wait for like birthday lah, Valentine's lah. It becomes like an obligatory sort of like action, okay? So don't do that because relationship needs, okay, something random to jerk up that growth level. Something like, random to, in a way, like add that sparkle, okay, to the relationship itself. So if you see that like today you have the rat, the horse and the pig, okay, so these three animal sign, if you have it in your chart, okay, it will be a good day itself for you to work on relationship luck. So if you're single and available, very good. So chances is higher for you to go out there to know people more, okay? So let's say, for instance, if you are married, okay, right? And then it is also a good day for you to enhance relationship, not only within the family, but also probably you're a frontliner. You do sales, PR work, marketing, okay? It will be a good day for you to go out and seek for new leads because at the end of the day, new leads are important, okay? That brings me back to all of you who helped me to share this session out. Thank you so much, okay? Because I can only do my best to share, okay, information and as much as I could, but I also need your help to help me to share this out, okay, so that I can give you this complimentary, okay, sort of free information which is fully sponsored by J Group, and you by helping me to get people to know about my sharings more, okay, and that's how, in a way, the community works, okay, one, in a way, helping one another, instead of honestly paying Facebook, okay, marketing fees, right? Honestly, it is not cheap, okay? And we hardly do that. Only certain things that we want try to reach out, then only we do that, okay? So Facebook, if you're listening, yes, okay, you're not cheap, all right? You are damn expensive, okay? All right, so yeah, so you look at the relationship luck over here, it means that it's a good day for you to enhance that. Say probably it will be a good day for you to join some events, okay? Some networking events, okay? Or some parties where you can go there and meet some people, okay? Or new people, okay? That you have not met before, okay? So relationship luck just means expand your social circle. Right? Try to understand people more, try to know people more, and try to break through whatever knots or blockages that you might already have, okay, with your immediate relationship, family, okay, parents, okay, relatives, friendship, any misunderstandings, anything that you want to work on. When you see your animal sign with the relationship luck, that are the days, okay, that are better for you to actually work on those aspects, okay, work it on. Because you see, if we refuse, when our ego is so high, okay, that we know that certain relationships, okay, has already go on to a dangerous zone, okay, it is like really at the brim of really breaking apart, and yet you realize it, and yet you are so somehow, it's like we allow ego to overpower us that we are unwilling to work on it, unwilling to understand, okay, issues deeper, okay, and we have in a way like decided, okay, and to blame on another person, okay, for everything that we are feeling inside, right? If we keep on doing that, okay, nothing in the stars can help us, remember, okay? So we have to have an open mind to remove the ego and to understand. It's like, why is it that it's like, somehow, okay, it's like every time relationship falls apart? Why is it sometimes it's like friendship keep falling apart? Okay, why things just don't work, okay, long term? Why is it like every time when you have to walk out, okay, certain people that you have to give them a stare on the face, okay, or roll in your eyes? Why is it so? So if you want to understand why and you want to work on this so that you don't have to, in a way, right, walk out on the street every time you see people min zor zor, face left, that's a Chinese thing lah, okay? Alright, face left, Chinese min zor zor means that every time you have to turn your face to one side, okay, because you don't want to see that person, okay? But why is it that we have to live a life like that, okay? So when you have that intention, okay, using the relationship luck animal sign on that day itself, okay, helps us or remind us now, okay, that, who are the ones that probably has some misunderstanding, okay, in the relationship, all right? So it's like, how can you or how would you or would you like to actually work on that, okay, right? So these are the, in a way, usage of the relationship lah. Doesn't mean that every time you see this animal sign means that, I got peach blossom or I need to meet like potential boyfriend or girlfriend. Not necessarily that, okay? All right, because you see, if most of the relationships that we have in our life with family members, okay, with like, immediate family members or even relatives, okay, neighbors, okay, friends, okay, most of them doesn't last long. Even love life itself, I can tell you, it won't last long, okay? Because the energy of relationship, it is similar, it is the same. Right? Even though if you think that, but no, me and my husband or me and my wife, okay, relationship, we are married for many years. But the quality of the relationship, it means that if you constantly have this, like in a way, like issues, okay, with your relationship with other people, okay, means that people who are mirroring you in your life, okay, like colleagues, bosses, customers, random strangers, right? The thing is, it also reflects on the quality of the relationship you will have within your own family members, okay? Because it just tells you that this relationship, so-called, in your family members are not genuine, truthful, open relationship. All right, so the purpose of the Telegram Insight is for you to actually use it in such a way. So overall sneak peek, this is tomorrow, okay? So tomorrow we'll be sharing about this, okay? So in terms of prayers and manifestation, dragon, rooster, dog, okay? So in terms of gathering knowledge, rabbit and tiger. Now, be careful of financial loss will be tiger, careful of mishap will be tiger. So you see, tiger for tomorrow, especially when you're on the road driving, any chances of any mistakes, carelessness, okay, or accidents that can lead you to financial loss. Okay, you've forgotten to switch off, okay, your stove, okay, when you go out, okay, those can actually in a way lead to financial loss and mishaps as well, okay, at the same time. So these are the things that you need to pay attention to. Not to be fearful of, remember, but be aware of. See reminders, be more aware of it so that everything that you do, you're more alert. Right? Now, tomorrow itself for wealth, power, and influence, the red and the rabbit. So if you have red and rabbit in your chart, okay, either pillars itself, you know that tomorrow, okay, the next day, you have to empower yourself. Take control of things. What are the strategies? What are the things that you want to actually, in a way, take control on, okay, initiate something, right, propose to your boss, okay, or some, like, some ideas, business ideas, increment, whatever it is, okay, get some new leads, propose to your clients to close some deals, or potentially, in a way, at least get some prospect in so that eventually you can close the deals. Example, all right? So these are the things that you can work on it. And of course, relationship luck, dragon, snake, and also rooster. So again, I repeat, if you do not have your animal sign on that day itself, it means it's neutral, okay? It's neutral means like, nothing really fancy, nothing really bad, okay, happening, all right? It's just neutral, all right? You can just, in a way, go along the day, okay, as it is. You don't have to really, focus on too much, all right? But most likely, you will have one animal sign anywhere in your chart one. It's just that different focus that you need to focus on, okay? Because now that you understand, you don't focus only on your year of birth. You focus on the year, month, day, and hour of birth. So surely, some of the animal signs will hit you somewhere in your pillar. That brings us to the 4 pillars, right? So those of you, all right? So for those of you, okay, if you have already plotted out your chart, okay, if you remember your chart, everyone's part of the chart have a year, month, day, and hour pillar, okay? So if you have not gotten your chart, remember, you can actually click on the link in the comments, okay, to go into our website to plot out the chart for free, all right? So remember, when you look at the chart on a year, period, month, day, and hour pillar, you have an animal sign written there. Example, this is an ox, this is a rat, okay, this is a tiger, and the last one here is another rat. So the same thing for you, okay? You might have 4 animal signs, or some of you might have 3 because you have doubles, okay? So now here, the next things I want to guide you in is, I won't go through all, but at least you have an idea of it, okay? This is advanced. This is going deeper to make use of the calendar so that you can go deeper into it. Example, tomorrow. Take a look at tomorrow's chart first. Then you look at wealth, okay? Wealth over here. Wealth, power, and influence. You have rat and rabbit. Now, assuming, okay, this chart here, you see that there's two rat over here. So this person, okay, tomorrow you have the rat. It means that wealth, power, and influence energy in your life itself or through your chart, okay, will be intense, will be better, will be heightened, okay? So now you need to know as in how should I strategize? What are the things that I should seize opportunity? What are the things, who are the people that I should approach, okay? What are the things that I can do in order to maximize this wealth-related thing? So now you can refer, what is the hour pillar relating to? Okay, so the hour pillar here, you can see that it is action. Taking action is the children, subordinates, helpers, okay? Passion or desire related, products or services, results for students if you're studying, okay? Dreams and investments. So what does it mean? Okay, so now you can see that the red over here means that, okay, now results, not only for students, results means that, okay, something that you have acquired, your certifications, your name, your title, whatever it is that can be used, okay, you have to think in terms of your career or in terms of your business, okay, whatever it is that you can actually use, okay, to influence people, okay, to get connection with people or to influence people, that over time either you can command power or wealth. It means you influence people through all this, either through your subordinates, influence people through your helpers, or even your children. Sometimes, right, you can be like the manager for your children. Your children are the child star, okay? So you know that, tomorrow you have a red here. Your children's star is your wealth star. And through them, you can initiate some actions that can lead to wealth. Example. Or you can see here investments or dreams. It means tomorrow, let's say for instance, there are certain ideas that you have been procrastinating for some time, okay? But you know that these ideas is for business purposes, okay? Or for career, okay, growth, anything to, or some side hustles, okay? But these ideas you have been keeping within you, and tomorrow you see that, hey, the red is there. I can turn dreams, okay, into wealth, into power or into influence, okay? So therefore, tomorrow, those of you with the red in your hour pillar, you can consider, okay, in a way, taking action to manifest these ideas of yours and to put it into, in a way, reality, right? To take actions into it, to launch it, to materialize it, to vocalize it, so that instead of only you know about it, now people also know about it. Understand? So that's how you relate, okay, the pillars itself, okay, into the elements of energy that you're related to. Now, example, what if your red is in your month? So now you just relate the month here about your thinking, logical deductions, means practical thinking, not emotional thinking. It can be parents, okay? It can be ambition, vision, goal, self-control, discipline, closer circle of friends, okay? Means those are closer to you. Like even close relatives, okay? It can also means the month, okay? Now, these are just example of the pillars. It can be shareholders or customers, okay? In your company, boss, manager, CEO, teachers, work or business performance. Now, if you see it here, the red, those of you who have a red in your month, so tomorrow, you know that the wealth, power or influence, okay, comes to you through what? Through practical or logical thinking or thoughts, okay? So you know that tomorrow itself, okay, will be a day where if you somehow be more practical than emotional, the chances is it will actually leads you on to more chances of wealth, okay, right, or influence level. So overall, you know that tomorrow, if there's any decisions or any time or any moment, you tend to be more emotional, right? A part of you feels that, oh, I do not want to do this. A friend asking you, hey, come, let's go karaoke, all right? And you feel that, oh no, I don't feel like going karaoke. Firstly, I don't feel like singing. Secondly, I don't enjoy it. And then thirdly, if I go, I might need to actually spend some extra money. You don't feel like it, all right? That is practical to you. But the emotional part of you might feel that if I don't go, then probably my friends will not be happy, okay? If I don't go, probably this so and so won't be happy. So you are now in a way like in a limbo, okay? In a dilemma. So now looking at the red, you know that, oh, tomorrow you need to be practical, logical, not what? You have to have discipline and self-control, not emotional. So by this itself, okay, it will heighten your level of power, influence, and also wealth because it saves you up on some money issues, all right? Or let's say tomorrow will be a good time. Example, if now that you feel that an increment is due to you, okay, due to your service to the industry or to the company or to your boss, you know that it is long overdue, okay? Whatever reasons that's been given for the past 2 years of COVID or whatever, it has passed and you know that the market is rebooming, okay? Everything is almost back to normal. Now you want to actually ask your boss or your managers or your CEO for an increment and you see a red there. Tomorrow, with this particular, okay, relating to the month itself means that tomorrow will be a good day for you to take charge, to empower yourself, to take control and in a way ask for this or initiate this, okay, thought or idea of increment. Understand? All right. Now, luck pillar, let's not share it over here, okay, Katie Go. I know you are very, very advanced into it, but as long as you can use, okay, the 4 animal sign relating to your chart, it is good enough. I won't go through all the 4 animal signs, okay? Just now I talked about wealth. Okay, now let's say, for instance, I look into the tiger, okay? So you look into the tiger. Let's say, for instance, this day itself got tiger, right? And the tiger, okay, for tomorrow itself, you see that the tiger is here, here, and also here. So you see, tiger got mishaps, tiger got financial loss, but tiger also got gather knowledge. It means that through the mishaps or the potential financial loss, this person needs to learn or be able to learn something out of it, okay? So what aspect, okay, of this tiger? So then you see that this person, example, the tiger is in the hour, in the day, okay? Now for me, I have a tiger in the month, okay? So I will relate it to the month. But example here is this person is relating to the day. So now we need to know, okay, this person got a potential mishap, accident, got potential financial loss, okay? And also, okay, this person also has a chance or affinity with the energy of gathering knowledge, okay? So the day here relates to what? Core mindset, your thinking, your belief, okay, your core mindset, self or personal relationship, okay? So physical body, okay, right? Personal view of life, okay, is how you see life, okay, how you feel life, okay? Inner spirit or soul, office or immediate work environment or own team, study environment. Example, these are just example of the day pillar. So overall, you know that if a person with a tiger here on the day has a chance of mishaps happening mostly where? Do you think? Where means it can be at home because it's you on the day itself, your personal, okay, physical body. Means that mishap can be anything to do with you slipped on the floor or in your toilet, okay, or when you are cutting something, when you want to cook that you have accidentally cut yourself, or in a work environment, office or immediate work environment, your own team relating. Example, if you're working in an environment where you are dealing with like machineries, okay, or anything which has a higher risk, okay, if you're working in a factory, example, all right, so and you have the tiger in your day, it means that in your office area, in your immediate work environment, surrounded with your own team members, are also a potential chance of mishaps that can be due to negligence. So therefore, when you are in that environment, you have to, in a way, 打醒12分精神 Be more alert, okay? You have to see every protocols, procedures, safety, SOP and all this have it already been like in a way adhered to. Don't be careless, okay? Don't be just like taking things like, easily because chances of mishaps or accidents might happen. So you understand? Or it can be self, okay, or personal relationship. So the mishap, remember, mishap I mentioned not only accidents, but vocally saying something that can relate you into fights and arguments, okay, or disagreements or unhappiness, okay, that's mishap as well. So when you see a tiger here, okay, on your day, means that tomorrow, if you have a tiger in your day, it means that just be extra careful with your words, okay. Sometimes it can be just something that triggers you. Not even with the person. It can be triggered before. Some news that you have known in your office, your bosses in a way remark something on you that makes you fuming with anger. You feel bullied. You feel that you are in a way, it's nothing to do with you. Okay, you are innocent and yet you have to take in this like unnecessary energy. So you in a way take in this energy and you go all the way at home. Okay, when you're at home, then you see your loved ones. Then you see your children at home. The next moment is you take the opportunity without really realizing it to snap on them. Okay? Small little things. You snap on your dogs, you snap on your pets or your cat or your children. Right? One small little voice that they make and you start yelling and screaming at them. Now, that also means that the mishap means that whatever the actions that we take, it has a chance, okay, to severe ties or severe relationship or keep us further from the people that matters or the people that we love. Now, understand how you can actually make use of this, okay? Now, I have not actually checked about the year. I've not talked about the year, right? I've talked about hour, the month, and the day. Let's look at this, okay? Example, this year is an ox. Let's say if there's any ox inside this chart or not. Oh, sorry, okay? Ox. Any ox over here? No. Okay, now example, okay? Example for today. Any ox, okay? Ox. Today, financial loss, okay, for the ox. Any more? Okay? Now, for today on the 18th, financial for the ox. So if you look at this chart itself, can you see that the year got one ox, okay? Now you just need to relate the ox, financial loss. What are the potential of the financial loss for you today itself? Emotions or feelings. Remember just now I mentioned emotional spending. Influenced by external society or environment, where everyone is like, like fighting for toilet paper. You see people buying, you also need to buy. Okay, fear of missing out. Okay, that is emotional. Okay, but at the end of the day, you know that you don't need it. Example, like you just don't intend to shop, and then suddenly you go through this mega sale. A lot of people seems to be queuing and like really like fighting to get something. And then you see it also, you go, okay, and you also want to get something. But at the end of the day, you don't even need it in the first place. Now, it means that you got influenced by external society or environment. Now, this influence itself will lead you to some potential financial loss. Why? Because today the ox has a potential financial loss. It can be what? What else? External here can be social media. Okay? Because external society nowadays not only really means physical society, social media. Right? When you see certain things, right, sale going on, like your Lazada la, your Shopee la, pops out to tells you, oh, today we have this sale, this sale. You don't intend to buy anything, but once you see that pops up, or you say that, oh, you have certain voucher, expiry soon, okay, so you have to use this voucher, okay, by buying something and you top up the balance. Or because of that, you jump in, okay, just not to miss out the voucher, you in a way put your money in to buy onto something and you force yourself and you push yourself to buy something, okay? So that leads to also, in a way, of chances of financial loss. Understand? Okay, so like school or job or career or everything, this is externally. Now, externally means it's like in the way suppliers, okay? Now, suppliers, dealing with the most external. If you are in a type of like sales job, okay? So somehow you are supposed to be out there. The external pillar here represents like any random potential prospect. So when you're out there, that somehow that you feel that, okay, this prospect, due to your own inability to convince, okay, or in a way to capture onto this prospect, you see that now this prospect somehow goes on to your colleague. Instead of you, okay, taking that prompt action to go and serve the prospect, it goes on to your colleague and your colleague managed to close the sales, but you can't. Okay, in the first place, probably that should be your prospect in the first place. Okay, so those are the example of external, based on the year, financial loss due to these potential issues. Or you can say is that, okay, like grandparents, like health issues, okay, suddenly not feeling well, right, toothache lah, here not well, there not well, you have to bring them to see a doctor, okay, go for checkup, and then you have to pay for it, okay, so that also can lead to the pillar of the year, financial loss. All right, so now this summarizes, okay, how do you use, okay, this Telegram insights. So again, right, the same thing. So if you have not joined my Telegram, okay, so remember, click onto the link below where Kong Yu has already shared, okay, or you can scan on the QR code here, right? I, in a way, do encourage you to join my Telegram channel because that's the easiest channel and the most, I would say, like most communicative channel, okay, that I can get to and connect with all of you wherever I am, okay. So therefore, I created this Telegram channel. So if you have not followed, you can actually follow and scan on the QR code over here. Now, the second thing I want to share for tonight, okay, is actually a brief descriptions of my pendant. I know many of you has actually brought, hey, Vacha Rugini, go out first. Hey, why you remove me? Okay, all right. So the star equilibrium pendant here, okay, where darling, you can bring this back in. Okay, I want to show her, okay, because she's so beautiful. All right, so I know many of you here has gotten this pendant, okay, and some of you might still not know what's the meaning of it, okay, and many of you has been asking me for the big ones that we are wearing today. In a way, officially, we are launching it, okay. Now, I have 15 pieces with me, all right, but in a way, these are the big ones. That's why you can see that I'm wearing it, right, okay. This is like the big ones, okay, that I'm wearing. Alright, so this is 3 cm times 3 cm. Now, first of all, the meaning of it, because whenever I do something, it has to have a deep significance, okay, of meaning. So this is actually what we call the star equilibrium pendant, okay? And in a way, I emphasize it a lot this year because those of you who follow my talks itself, you know that this year is what we call, in a way, 水火二制, okay? Means like, in a way, accomplished hexagram. Now, accomplished hexagrams has a very close connection, okay, with this pendant because from here you can see that, okay. Now, this triangle, there are two triangles interlocking. So some of you can say there's a Star of David. It's similar, but in terms of Chinese metaphysics or Chinese astrology, right, the triangle here represents fire and water, okay, or heaven and earth. So you see that there's one triangle that's pointing up to heaven, and another triangle here pointing down to earth, okay? So the one pointing up represents fire, the one pointing down represents water, okay? So therefore, it's an accomplished hexagram. So accomplished hexagrams itself, okay, of course, is like, okay, right, it means that we keep on accomplishing things. Of course, right, okay, accomplished followed by like, no, not accomplished. Means that everything that we manage to raise ourselves to another level, it interlocks, you see the trinity. So the two particular triangle here interlocks each other and it keeps turning. Right? It means that, okay, it can be up, it can be down. Means that whatever it accomplish, we accomplish certain things. We hit a certain target. The next thing we'll do in terms of business is what? We set a new target, right? So it becomes not yet accomplished, okay? So when we hit a new target, okay, we immediately do what? We set another new target. So everything in life, it means that it is a constant change, okay? Nothing is permanent, nothing is fixed, okay? So overall, when you have these two particular triangles, in a way, connects together, it also tells us, okay, that from here, the duality means heaven and earth, okay? Yin and yang, fire and water. So the duality itself, okay, needs to merge to complete oneness, okay? So as long as we are divided by the duality, we cannot really accomplish the highest accomplishments in life. So now we need to put the two triangles together, okay, and merge it together so that oneness is in a way, okay, accomplished. Right? So that is also the purpose of the heaven and earth, okay? So we can actually, in a way, master, okay, whatever lessons, breakthroughs, okay, the things or manifestations that we want to master here on earth so that we can ascend to heaven. Now, that is if you are doing into spiritual work, okay? So overall here, now the two triangles when merged together means that we are also under the protection of heaven and earth. So this particular symbol here also represents protection. Just like the Star of David, it represents protections. It means the protections, okay, from external influences. Because you know, we are all emotional beings, okay? It is easy for us to get influenced, okay, by external energy. So why we have to create something to also do protection? If you do meditation and all that, you will know. At times, there are certain meditations, they ask you to visualize, okay, in a way, like two triangles or two pyramids, in a way protecting you to protect our energy. So therefore, this particular pendants also represents protection. Now, other than that, okay, the triangle here represents Trinity, so as the bum. Now, the bum here is a sit syllable. Now, those of you who knows what sit syllable is, okay, in Tibetan Buddhism, alright, in fact, in a lot of like, in a way, Buddhism related. Now, sit syllable, not only in Buddhism, when it comes to like emotions, you also have a sit syllable. Sit syllable just means that root syllables of everything, okay? But the thing is, it has been in a way made known or how to say, talk about a lot in Tibetan Buddhism, okay? Now, later I'm going to share with you as in like, in terms of emotions, we can go down to the root cause. In terms of Chinese astrology, we can go down to the root cause, okay? So for those of you who attended my Period 9 workshop, I told you, we can give you information on the surface level, or we can bring you down to the very root of things, understanding the secrets within the Hertu and also the Loshu chart example. That is the root, the most fundamental of things, okay? The seed of everything. So example here, okay, this bums, okay, is a sit syllable. Now, in terms of Tibetan Buddhism, a sit syllable means that it's the most powerful one syllables that encompasses all learnings, okay? And this is sit syllable itself is inspired by Vajrayogini, okay? My very dear, okay, very beautiful Vajrayogini. And also, of course, the same energy one, okay? If those of you who are going to Egypt, we will explain this, okay, to you when we are in Egypt, okay? So now you see that, okay, this this Sitsilabur is inspired by Vajrayogini. It's like a very high tantric Dakinis, okay? So of course, her purpose here is all about, in a way, slaying or slicing of the ego. So this particular pendant here, it means that it works with the energy of our ego, okay? And our ego or fear, okay, which is the fundamental root cause of everything, okay, that actually expands or manifests out into our reality. Now, just now, as I say, Sitsilabur, okay, a lot of people chant mantras and other things, and also they chant the Sitsilabur, okay, that is when it comes to Buddhism. Now, let's talk about energy-wise, okay, don't talk about, in a way, whatever religious related, okay, this is an energy, in a way, inspired pendant. So energy-wise, okay, when you have a Sitsilabur in the center here, it means that this is the root, I would say, cause of thing. Now, try to look at emotions, okay? When we look at emotions, okay, we can see people have a lot of emotions, okay, that have like, we worry, we becomes overwhelmed, we becomes frustrated, we becomes jealous, okay? All these are the emotions that we feel, okay? We feel all this like insecure, anxious and all that. But if you try to root this, in a way, feelings down, right, we will be able to go to the root cause. Now, the root cause of all negative emotions, okay, are ego or fear, okay? So ego manifests out into all negative emotions, whereas love manifests out into all positive emotions, all right? So example, ego manifests out as fear, as anger, example. All right, so from anger, from ego, it manifests out to anger, and anger, it manifests out to what? Aggressiveness, humiliations, okay? You are angry because you feel humiliated, okay? And when you feel humiliated, okay, or some things pops out, okay, in you that triggers the anger, you feel jealousy, all right? Or let's say, for instance, okay, from fear itself, you becomes anxious, okay, because you becomes insecure, okay? Right, and from insecurity and being anxious itself, right, okay, it leads you to worry. So therefore, right, okay, from one seed emotions, it manifests out to a lot of like many, you name it, many other types of behavior, feelings and other types of emotions. But the thing that we want to trigger the most is, or we want to work on the most is, the fundamental root cause, which is ego, okay? So therefore, this pendant with the Bam Sitsilabur here is all about slaying of the ego. You can actually search it out, okay? Sitsilabur of Bam, B-A-M, okay? It's related to Vajrayogini or any, I would say, ego slaying gods or goddesses. Example, like Sakmak, like Goddess Kali, okay? All right? Anything that is like, in a way, in a wrathful manner, okay? So that is it. So when you wear this pendant itself, it's supposed to invoke all symbolisms, okay? In a way, invoke our subconscious mind, okay? To learn, to break through, okay? And also in the way to maximize our power. And from here also, you can see that this Bam here comprises of the round circle on top that represents the sun, right? This particular crescent over here represents the moon, okay? And this bar here, okay, represents the body. It means that, again, the trinity of things, okay? Right, from the cosmic to our physical, mind, body, spirit, okay? The spirit represents by the sun. The crescent here, the moon, represents the mind or the emotions. And the bar here represents the body or our physical body, okay? And you can also see that it has been designed in a way that it has a 3D effect. You can see that when it turns, right, okay, you can see it's not even one. You see there's some side thicker and there's some side which is like in a way thinner, and it's weaving onto each other. And that weaving onto each other creates the wave of emotions, okay, in us, in human beings or in our soul, all right? So that wave of emotions are the one that interlocks or locks us down into all this what we call attachment or samsaric or unhappiness or pain or sufferings on earth itself. Right? So therefore, you see that we have to break through from this. So one pendant, it actually gives a lot of awareness to us. Whenever we wear the pendant, it's not to say that this pendant is magical, right? It doesn't mean that you wear it like you suddenly becomes powerful. But because of the understandings of the symbols, okay, and all the materials that we use, okay, including the diamond, why it needs to be studded with diamond, okay? Right, the diamond here represents purity, right? Diamonds represents innocence. Diamonds also represents perseverance because it's one of the hardest element or natural element, okay? So diamond represents that. Diamonds also represents fearlessness because it can cut through anything, okay? Right, and also resistance of things. It means that when we wear this pendants, it gives us the power to be resistant, okay, to be resilient, the power to actually learn, break through, and empower ourselves, okay, for higher wisdom, rather than being in a way manipulated by our own ego. Okay, so yeah, Katie Go, you're also, yeah, it is okay to wear a shower, like Kong Yu and all, they wear, my children and all, they wear it every day. They don't take it out, okay, unless there are certain occasions that they will want to wear some other jewelries, then only they will take it out. So this is something that you can take because it's made of like, okay, 18K gold. All right, so here I can also like, share with you, right, the pricing. This is a big pendant, okay, 3 cm times 3 cm, all right. So if you want to, now there will be a blessing ceremony, because I don't sell my pendant all the time, okay, if you realize it. The small ones now, right, you can see that sold out. I have to stop until I find the special date for me to bless it, okay. If I don't find a special date to bless it, I won't sell it. Right, and of course in June, those of you who attended my classes, you know that June is a very powerful month, okay? So in June itself, there's a specific day that I will actually bless the pendants. Therefore, these pendants, okay, if you're interested, is only by self-collection. So if you're overseas, you have to wait until you come to Malaysia or until I come to your country, or whenever is it that I see you, okay? All right, so Singapore, probably you have to wait until I come to Singapore, then I'll pass it to you. Now, collections only after 1st of July, okay? Because the blessings will be in June. So you can only collect it after 1st of July. It is made of means like 18K, okay, gold, right, with the real diamond, okay? And then it is 3 cm times 3 cm in diameter, okay? Means like the longest part of it, okay? So it's huge, as you can see from my the one that I'm wearing here. So it is 3,688 excluding SST. So if you're interested, you can click, okay, onto the link, okay, to actually get it. Now inside the link, remember, there's also the name, okay, for blessing. So remember, when you purchase it, especially if you're purchasing it for someone else, you want to give it as a gift to someone, remember to fill in the part with the names to be blessed, okay? Because in June itself, okay, I will bring this pendants itself to be blessed, all right? And then after that, in July, 1st of July onwards, you can collect this pendant. Okay, so yeah, if you have more questions, you can ask me. Okay, I have 15 pieces, all right? So if you are interested, you can click onto the, I would say, this QR code is for the pendant, right? So you can actually scan on this QR code, or you can click onto the comments, okay, to go into the website to get your piece. All right, so thank you so much, okay, to all of you. I know I'm slightly over time tonight, okay, because there's so much that I really want to share, but I'm really glad that I share it once and for all, so that all of you now can understand how to make the best out of the Telegram's Insights calendar that we share daily. All right, and other than that, again, those of you, if you can, please do help me to share this session out, okay, on your Facebook. Help me to share it out so that it can actually reach out to more people. All right, and again, one more thing, those of you, if you have missed the powerful eclipse season, right, we are still selling the replay for this eclipse, because remember, the eclipse that happened this Sunday, okay, the past Sunday itself, right, okay, it will stay on the energy for you to work on it throughout the entire few months, okay? So if you have missed it out, I really, really encourage you, okay, to sign up for these 2 eclipse season, full moon and new moon, in a way, workshop, okay? It is 120 ringgit for 2 parts, okay? Where you will have access to the unlimited replay throughout the entire months up to 8th of August, okay? There's a specific reason why it needs to be played until 8th of August, because after 8th of August, there will be another, okay, energy or power takes place. It means that whatever that you, in a way, right, do or meditate, or the sound sessions, okay, that has been shared in these 2 parts of the eclipse seasons can be played and exercised on any full moon or new moon in the upcoming months. Means in June and in July, you can still make the best use out of it, okay? Or other than that, you can still use the sound session itself, okay? Right, every now and then that you feel there's something within you that you want to clear or you want to let go. All right, so thank you so much, okay, to all of you. Really hope to see, I don't have any classes coming on, okay? I have a lot of traveling. So really looking forward to see all of you next Wednesday. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Wait, sorry. All right, so Ting Wong, sorry, is it CM or just CM? CM, okay? So it is 3 times 3 CM, Ting Wong, okay? So it is like, where you wear on it, it will be something like I'm wearing here, okay? It's actually it's very prominent. right? The price are all fixed price, even though it's like, we have like J group people, right? Jennifer selling and all that, okay? They're also getting the same price, okay? So you see that Susan from J group and all that, they already gotten it. So it's also 3688. All right, so would you launch the small one again? Okay, it show, yeah, the small one now we are not launching until I will get a specific time. Because there's no point for me to keep on launching it, because it's really not about just selling. Because really, if you look at it, these all are specially made gold, right? And I make it in small amounts like this, right? It's not that we are making a lot of profit out of it, okay? To be honest, it's a business. Profit, yes, definitely we have. But is it a lot of profit? No, okay? So the thing is, no point for me to keep on selling it, okay? Right? Because to me, is the purpose which is important, okay? So when I get a very powerful date, that I see that it is worth selling a batch, okay, of the pendants, okay, so that it can be blessed, can be in a way initiated, okay, with a good intention, and then it can be given to you, right, to wear it with that good intention to manifest things into reality, then only I'll do it, okay? So the small ones, then you have to wait until the next time frame where I find that, okay, the good dates, okay, I have found it, I see that the dates are good, then only I'll launch the small ones again. All right, so thank you so much, Ing Sarah, Teresa Go, Ting Wong, okay, Katie Go, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week, next Wednesday. Bye-bye, take care.